Hey, guess what? Christmas time. Well, December 7th. Quiet Pearl Harbor Day for people. We're going to be making knockoff Mounds bars using sweetened condensed milk, some powdered sugar, cocoa nut, and almonds, and just a pinch of salt. Why? It makes flavors pop. About an eighth of a teaspoon. So the recipe, and this is another one of Dylan Hollis's. You can check out his channel. He's quite the interesting person. And we've got some sweetened condensed milk here, the whole 14-ounce can. For anybody who shops, they know I love Wegmans brand products. They don't sponsor me. I just use them. Why? Because they're reasonably priced and they work. And yeah. And I should have warmed this up just a little bit because it takes forever to go. And into that we've got 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm just going to pour that in while I'm waiting. Why did I measure it out ahead of time? I'm an idiot. And powdered sugar makes a snow mess for me. Snow mess, yes. It's an actual word. I happen to have my rice paddle, wooden spoon. At least I use it as a rice paddle. And we're going to get that out of there. So people who know me know for gifts, I love to do homemade goodies. And again, this is a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed. And that's got it. And then we're going to give this a stir up. And you can see it's just powdered sugar and I don't get along too well. It likes to snow on me. And I say that in a very kind way. We've got a 9x13 pan lined with a piece of wax paper so that we can pat this in. And the best part will be decorating the tops of these. Now I'm thinking instead of leaving them as little bars, doing them as individual bites, because it looks like you have more and you really don't have more, you just have more things to cut, which nobody likes. And one thing I have also learned is with some candies, one of your best friends is your pizza cutter. Why? You can cut long strips and have it come out just fine. Now, I did not sift my powdered sugar. I just kind of dumped it into a cup, flattened it off like you would any other, and that's how I did them. Now, the fun part's going to be, now 4 cups of unsweetened coconut is about a 7-ounce flaked coconut. This happens to be Wegmans organic. Why? Because they were out of anything else. And it's Wegmans brand. Can't be bad. Personally, I love their store brand Triscuits. They're not as sweet. They're every bit as crunchy, or sweet, salty. They're every bit as crunchy and a better value. And for those of us who know me, know I love saving money. Why? Because that's a good thing to do. Now, I have got here a very curious mess of coconut and stuff. The sugar, of course, melted right into the sweetened condensed milk. But the coconut is taking its time. And then this will get chilled out. After it's put in the pan, we'll put some almonds on the top of them. And then we'll go from there. They'll get chilled out. They'll get cut apart. And then, of course, a little bit of chocolate never hurt anyone. Except for those that are allergic to chocolate. That's not a good thing. But yeah, so that's almost done. I'm going to pause a second here. I just realized I forgot to toast my nuts. What can you do about toasted nuts? Just going to put these down. I could do these in a fry pan, but I'm kind of lazy today. Wally World brand. I know we're going to eat these even if I don't use them all on the candy, so might as well toast them all. And they definitely need toasted. You don't have to do much. You have to watch them, because nut oils burn, and they burn at a relatively low temp. I'm going to do these for about maybe 10 minutes. We'll see how they come out. I may just leave them at that. So we're going to check this out. I've got it about 375. Do it for about 10 minutes, and we'll see how they come. I got another recipe somewhere for a knockoff for Almond Joy, but what are you going to do? Don't remember where I put it. So it is, again, December 7th. I actually was bad and saved up a bunch of time off, which when you work for many years at a toxic workplace where you almost have to beg for a day off, and now you're told, hey, you've got time to take your time off. You've got all this time to use before the end of the year, or you're going to lose it. I'm like, well, what do I do? And when you've got a supervisor who says, put in the dates, I'll approve them, whatever. I'm like, darn. Nice, refreshing. Even when people are ill or whatever, and even yourself are ill, and you still go into work because, hey, yeah, you can't take a day off. You didn't get approved for that day off. It's or we're too busy to have you off that day. Yeah, not conducive to mental happiness in a job. So we've got this lump of coconut stuff, which we're going to press into a 9x13. I'm hoping to yeah, we're nice and moist here. Moist. People hate that word. It is very hard on the ear. Moist. But that's what happens. And I just happen to have gotten enough coconut stuff so that I can do 2 batches of these, and I think they're going to come out good. Quality control. Passable. And then after these are going to sit for a little bit and get all coconutty flavor, because these will be divvied up around Christmas time. That'll be good. I've got to hide them though. I've got people who enjoy these types of things, and we've got to be very careful with them. Now, I also did make some peppermint patties. I really have to invest in some smaller round cutters. A shot glass just doesn't have a sharp enough edge to really go, and my next size up good round cutter is way too big to make an peppermint patty a really single bite enjoyable experience. So I'm going to take a peek at the almonds. Give me a sec. Okay, while the nuts are finishing, we got our 9x13 with stuff in it. You know, stuff. They want you to spread this out. And it is stiff stuff. we'll get into deep corners, etc. So we'll just take all this. Yeah, so about 7 ounces will give you enough coconuts. Now, because this is very sticky and does not want to flow, we're going to use the fingertip method. Why? Because that's a good thing to use. And just push that into the corners across the bottom. I'm just looking for uniform depth, as close to it as I can get. And I should have put a little bit of water underneath the wax paper to keep it a little more in step. And my timer just went off for my nuts, which is good. That's a good thing to do too. Yeah, I think we'll do these up so that they're little single bites. This way nobody gets too much. And if you do take 2, you feel like you got away with something, but you're actually only getting 1. It's a mental thing. Yeah, so this is nicely sticking to the wax paper. Immaculately clean hands. Always wash at least once when you start, and anytime they get dirty, anytime you might touch your face, anytime you might feel the need to straighten your shirt or lift your stuff, just always clean hands in the kitchen. And I should have lumped this out in a few pieces rather than just lumped it in the middle. But it's still pretty flowy, so not to worry. Ooh, the nuts smell good. There's something about toasted almonds or pecans. Pecans are also really nice toasty. Always do good. Then we'll probably, since I've got some leftover apples, well, not really leftover, but I've got extra apples, I'm going to probably do another apple thing. What I refer to as my crustless apple pie. But I'm going to need a 9x13 pan, and I think all of mine right now are in use. But I can do it in a pie plate too. You can do anything in a pie plate. But you can do in a 9x13. You just have to adjust for the baking time. Alrighty. Come on, go into there. Alrighty. We're kind of uniform across the bottom. Got a little too much over on that side. Let's bring it down. I know, I heard the timer beep. It's reminding me that I haven't taken my stuff out yet. It beeps, but it's a pleasant beep, more of a little teeny melody. Now, since my nuts are hot, are you allowed to say that you've got hot nuts? I don't know, but since they are rather warm, I am going to want to let these cool down a little bit before I put them on. And I know you can't see what I'm doing, but you know what? You get the idea. You just need to know this has got to be spread out into the pan, about uniform size. Now wash those nasty hands. Always keep your... Since I happen to be right by my sink, I always have a dish pan with soapy water at the ready. So that's a good thing. And let's just make sure. Yep, that feels good. Nice depth. And now that my hands are just a little bit less coated in sugar stuff, into the soapy water that goes. And over to there. That goes in there. A little extra water goes there. pause again. So now we got our hot nuts. We're going to carefully put them into the container. I have to have a bread pan that was handy. Could I have toasted these more? Yeah. Are they going to be fine the way they are? Yeah. Escaping almond. As long as you don't burn them, that's all that matters. I got whole almonds because they're more reasonably priced. And I don't know where that one went. But we'll set that a safe spot so we don't burn. Another escaping almond. Now we can put the almonds on top of our candy. So that's what she looks like. And I want to just set these so they'll be a little too warm still maybe. So I can do little bites. And then I'll just cut in between them and then dunk them and plunk them in chocolate. And they will be very wonderful. There's a lot. Maybe I won't have enough for everybody else to snackage upon. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to wait till these cool down. Then from there, we'll... Wow. I guess it's my own fault. They were 375 degrees, so... And then you have mutant ones that are not quite almond shaped. And they are lovely to snack on. Now I do have another recipe for knockoff Almond Joys and Mounds bars, but I can't recall where I put that recipe. I think maybe I'll do half with and half without. This way I know the nuts are gonna adhere to the coconut stuff. Because nobody wants to lose their nuts. Just a little silly fun for a day off. And something to do. Let's see, about halfway is there. So this way, when I do up other goodies, I will have plenty to share around, and nobody will end up with all of one kind, like sometimes does happen. Now the question will be, do I feel ambitious enough to do caramel? Because that takes a little bit. This is oddly satisfying. For those of us with OCD, very satisfying. And because caramel takes a while. And no, it's not take your sweetened condensed milk and cook the can. No, take your corn syrup and your butter in your cream. Cook it in sugar and cook it up and make it yummy. That's the way you make caramel. You end up with people that are much more satisfied. Maybe a few more. It looks oddly strange without all of it. Done. We'll do one more row. Okay. And 10. Okay, so we've got 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll give me 70 pieces. Not a bad start. Then we'll just chill these out. Then we'll come back and I'll do a separate one where I'll do all of the chocolate stuffs that I've done or will be doing, and we'll have some fun with it. Sounds good. So, chill. We'll cut it apart. I'm going to go in between every single almond. Then we'll cut it in some chocolate. We'll see how they come out. Thanks for watching.